Hello, Ian Goldin. In one of your books, you claim that global governance is not a success yet. What can we do about it?
Global governance urgently needs reform. The global systems have grown much more rapidly, and the integration has grown much more rapidly than the institutional structures. So there's a growing gap between the real world of integration and the governance. We need to do many things. We need reform. We need change in power relationships, which reflect the new world order. They reflect a world order of 70 years ago in many respects. We need the big players to accept the same rules as the small players. It has to be a level playing field in rules. So like in football, if Suarez bites a player that is getting paid 100 times less than him, he still has to be sent off the field. That doesn't happen in finance, that doesn't happen in other areas where the big players bully the small players. And of course we need a changing skill set. The skills, the technologies are advancing so rapidly that the administrators of them do not understand what's happening in many cases. So there needs to be reform of many dimensions. There's also some orphans, like cyber, for example, has no institutional structure. Migration has no institutional structure. So there's some orphans of the system that need a system. Climate, obviously, urgently. And then the systems that exist, like finance, which is the best system by far, has proved itself the most incapable. So we need to learn a lot from this.
Just let's talk about sustainable development. Since the credit crunch, do you think it has been possible, it has been affordable for governments to invest in green sectors?
The green sectors need much more investment. It still tends to be subsidized. There needs to be more tax on carbon. That's the urgent thing. We need to pay for the externalities, the spillover effects of fossil fuels and other greenhouse gases. This is urgent. So we need to ensure that taxes are increased on the fossil fuels. This will make the green sector more profitable. We need to have a more long-term perspective. So if you only have short-term politics, no one wants to put up the price of petrol, no one wants to invest in long-term technologies. We need long-term technology. And of course we need to also work on the demand side. We need to reduce our carbon emissions. That means behavior change. It means maybe eating less meat. It means traveling less. Are we prepared to do this? So the green sector will be a very strong sector. The question is, how quickly can we change our behavior? If you take something like electric cars, there's no technological problem. People are not buying electric cars. Why? It's also about behavior. It's about our attitudes and what we're prepared to do. But governments, regulation needs to push people. We need the force. Otherwise, we don't change quickly enough. This is an urgent issue. It needs an urgent response.
So in fact, is it necessary to regulate globalization in order to reduce inequalities around the world?
Globalization definitely needs regulation. We need more coordination. Not too much, though. I don't believe that we should have the heavy hand on everything. You cannot fight complexity with complexity. So we can't have more and more complex regulations, more and more requirements. But we do need more regulation. We need, of course, regulation to price externalities. The spillover effects of a good individual decision having a negative collective outcome. The spillover effects of a good country decision to fish more, for example, or to grow its energy quickly, having a negative global outcome. So that's why you need coordination. The systems and companies, finance, are all hyper-integrated, but governments actually are less and less so. People are retreating from globalization. The politics is toxic. The politics is pull back. So we have this tension between systems becoming more and more integrated, politics becoming less and less integrated. That is not sustainable.
Ian Goldin, I thank you.
Thank you.